I'm gluten-free Gigi. I understand how difficult it can be to enjoy the foods you love on a special diet. That's why I'm making these videos. Come join me in the kitchen. Have a great recipe for you. Bread rounds. Everybody loves bread, gluten-free bread especially. I have got a recipe that you are going to make time and time again. Cheesy Italian bread rounds. I have 2 cups of gluten-free flour blend here. I make my own. Let me tell you my recipe. It's 1 cup of white rice flour, 1 cup of brown rice flour, 1/2 cup of potato starch, and 1/2 cup of tapioca flour. Add to that 1 1/2 teaspoons of xanthan gum or guar gum. Whisk that together. It'll give you 3 cups of flour blend. We'll use 2 cups here. Save that 1/3 cup and you can use it in another recipe. I've got my 2 cups of flour blend, and to that I want to add 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is our leavening agent. This is a quick bread, not a yeast bread. So this is what will make it rise just a little bit. We want to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and you do need the full 1/2 teaspoon here. Trust me on that one. We'll whisk this together so that the baking powder and salt are all distributed and sugar throughout. And that looks great. Our next ingredient, I have 4 tablespoons of butter, real butter, and it's cubed and it's cold. I want to put this in here and use my fork to press this into the flour and cut this in so that we get a coarse crumb mixture. And you can use your hands to do this as well. Now, if you can't have dairy and you're dairy free like I am, then you can use a butter substitute here, like Earth Balance or Spectrum, whatever you like. So cut this in with your fork, and this will take you a few minutes until you get a nice coarse crumb mixture. When you get your flour mixture with your butter cut into it and you're seeing these coarse crumbs, then you're ready to move on and get your next ingredients. So we'll put our fork aside. Now we'll be able to use our spoon to stir. I have 1 egg. You could use an egg replacer here if you don't eat eggs. That would be fine. Just lightly beaten. And then I've got 3/4 of a cup of finely shredded mozzarella cheese. And if you don't eat dairy, you go ahead and use a vegan cheese product like Daiya Shreds. They make a nice mozzarella. 2 tablespoons of finely minced onion. This is what I mean by finely minced. These will cook quickly. They're small pieces, and we don't want any crunchy onion bits in here. I'm going to add a tablespoon of Italian herbs, and it may seem like a lot, but trust me on this. It's going to give these bread rounds a lot of flavor. And my kids love to take these and put some pizza sauce on them. Fantastic snack. Now, we've gotten to this really coarse crumb mixture here, and we need to add our final ingredient, and that is milk. And you can use dairy milk, you can use plant milk, whatever you like. I'm using a 2% milk here, and I have a cup. I usually use about 3/4 of a cup, so let's start slowly and pour about a 1/4 cup in, and we'll begin to stir. What we want is this to come together into a dough. And so this is the great part of me having the ability to make these how-to videos for you, so you can see exactly how it turns out. And keep your spoon clean here. You can see what it's supposed to look like. So let's go for about another 1/4 cup. We're about to a 1/2 cup of milk now, and then we'll stir. And now you see after a 1/2 cup how this is coming together. We want our dough to be the consistency that is scoopable. We are going to use, and we're close, we're going to use an ice cream scoop to to make mounds of dough on a baking pan that we've lined with parchment paper. I've got my oven preheated to 350. So let's have a check here. I've got ½ cup milk in here. Let's go with about another tablespoon, and I think that's it. We've had some rain, a little extra humidity in the air, and sometimes, I've told you before, when your humidity goes up, you're going to use less liquids in your breads. So always pay attention to that, and that's why we add slowly. This looks fantastic. Now again, I'm going to scrape my spoon off. So let me grab my pan and my ice cream scoop. This will give you nice uniform rounds. So this is just a baking pan lined with parchment. If you don't have parchment, go ahead and give that a spritz with your baking spray or lightly oil it. And just go in and make these nice little scoops of dough. And put them right on your parchment paper. Give them plenty of space to spread out. Fill your pan up, and these will go into our 350 degree preheated oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. These are going to be cheesy and delicious. I know you'll love them. If this gets a little sticky and you don't want to use your fingers like I am, you can always spritz the inside of your ice cream scoop with a little cooking spray or lightly oil it. It's not bothering me. So there we go. Let's put these in the oven. We'll come back in about 15 minutes and have a look. Let's have a look at our bread rounds. They smell fantastic. There's Italian herbs and the onion in there. It's awesome. These have been in for about 18 minutes. I let mine cook a little longer. What you want to look for, these are really hot. You see this nice golden crispiness on the outside. Here's the bottom. So you've got little bits of onion on here, they've browned. And these are hot, but they're going to be fantastic. I'm going to put mine right on a serving plate. This is an awesome gluten-free bread product for you to make at home. And you can see with my simple flour blend how easy this can be. Now, if you have a gluten-free bread recipe or any recipe at all, and you're having a little trouble turning that into a gluten-free recipe for yourself, send me an email at mailbox@glutenfreegigi.com and I'll help you tweak that recipe into the best gluten-free you've ever had. Thanks.